Hi guys, and welcome to another episode. We're here with RICHU once again. We've got really good feedback from you guys from the last few episodes that we have been doing together, and you guys really like the work that we're doing. You guys really like the vibe, everything, all the questions that we're answering. So RICHU and I have decided to do this an ongoing thing. We have already put this into our schedule. We're gonna be recording this podcast every single week, once a week. We're gonna be doing a mix of Q&As, all the questions that you guys ask us on social media, a mix of just talking about different topics, mindset, nutrition, fitness. You tell me anything you guys want to learn. We're here to teach you. So thank you once again, RICHU, for joining us. This is not going to be the last time. Like I said, this is going to be a recurring thing. So I'm pretty excited for this. How are you feeling today?
Wow, I'm really good. And we'll just put this out there again because you've just come back from Peru.
Yeah.
So if you guys have listened to the last few episodes, we're actually kind of daytime-ish together. Whereas now it's like this is my before bedtime podcast now with Daniela. And Daniela's like, you've trained already, yeah?
Yeah, I already went to the gym.
Started your day. So you've got all the vibes there, and I'm just trying to hold on to them right now. But no, I've absolutely loved it. Like you say, like similarly from my side, everybody has just said how amazing both of us just worked together, like on this podcast and on camera as well. So thank you so much again. I feel like we're just going to keep saying thanks, but yeah, thanks guys.
But I do want to say thank you, because for me, guys, it's 9:24 a.m. so it's nice and early, but for RICHU it's 9:24 p.m. so she's obviously staying up late. She's wanting to do this, but she agreed to this. Okay, I didn't push her. She agreed to stay up.
Yes, I did. This is what I want to do.
It's your Monday, right? Your Monday 9 p.m.
It's my Monday 9:24. What day is it for you?
It's my Tuesday 9:24 a.m.
Wow. Okay, that's just a whole, like, Daniela's speaking to us from the future, guys.
Yeah. Hello. Welcome to the future. I am in New Zealand, and then RICHU is in the UK, which is why the time difference. But let's get straight into it, because we have quite a few questions. And this time you guys asked us more questions about fitness. So I'm guessing this is something you guys want to learn more about. So let's go with the first question. I'll go first. Yeah, we both have so many questions, but you go first, RICHU, because you are the guest here. So you go first.
Okay. So should I ask you the question?
Yeah, I mean, and then I can answer. We both answer the questions.
All right. Well, let's have a look at what we've got here. Okay. All right, Daniela. So how do I get started with a fitness routine? How does one get started with a fitness routine? How do they start? Tell us.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I will say 3 steps. Number 1, find out exactly what you want to achieve. You want to start that fitness routine to maintain your weight, to get fitter, to lose weight, to lose body fat, to gain muscle mass. Find out exactly what goal you're trying to achieve, because if you don't know, how are you even going to create that routine? You won't have that motivation, that strong why you want to do that thing. So number 1, find out what exactly your goal is and what exactly you want to achieve. Go really deep. Don't just say, I want to lose weight, I want to gain muscle mass. Okay, you want to lose weight, lose body fat, but why do you want to lose body fat? As long as you know your why and your goal, that's always going to be the first step. The second step, I will say, reach out for help. Don't wait. Like, sometimes I feel like we need to try everything by ourselves, and only then, when I'm struggling too much, I will get a coach. Only then, when the pain gets too much, I will get a coach. But why wait until then if you can do it right now? Make your life easier, make your journey much easier, and hire a coach, someone that has more experience, someone that has more knowledge. That way, that person can give you a workout to follow. That person can give you a structure for your meal plan as well, maybe help you with your routine, to help you schedule everything. And that's going to make your journey much easier. That way, when you go to the gym, you'll know exactly what exercises to do, in what order, what muscle group those exercises are working, how many sets, how many reps, your rest time, what warm-ups you should be doing, what cool downs you should be doing. Because if you can take that, I wouldn't say pain, but if you can take that load off your shoulders, again, it's just gonna make things much, much easier for you. The simpler you can make it and the easier you can make it, the easier it's going to be for you to stick to that thing and make it more a lifestyle and not just a quick fix. And I will say my last tip will be to ensure that you build a routine for yourself. So make sure you schedule everything. Make sure that you find out exactly what days work for you to go to the gym, at what times, what days are going to work for you to do your meal prep. Obviously, the first few weeks or the first month, it's going to be a little bit different because you're trying something new. You're trying something that it's not something that you're not used to. So find out exactly what routine works for you and stick to it. Be consistent. And I would say that's the best way to get started. But what do you think? Do you have any other tips to tell them to get started with the fitness routine?
You know, Daniela, I feel like you've just literally written the playbook on this.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, brilliant. All round, like just so good. And yeah, at the end of the day, this is where it's really important consulting a professional. You know, the thing is you can stab around, you can like Google things, you can put things together, but are you really going to be making the progress that you should be? Are you going to be going off, you know, a tangent? And yeah, like just kind of look, we've both, you and I, Daniela, you know, we're professionals, we're trained, but you know, we started out in the gym as well. We've had to learn things. We've had that long road of making things right, getting things wrong, trialing and erroring, you know, seeing how things have changed throughout time in the fitness industry itself, how research has changed. There's so many different things that we don't want you to have to go through and, you know, waste time and waste years. Mm-hmm. I mean, look, it's all a great, wonderful learning experience. But yeah, when it comes to sort of getting that routine, like take the stress out for yourself. Like, you know, if you, let's say, for example, you know, you're a student, you're studying, or you are a business owner, or you know, you're very career driven, whatever it is that you do in your life and you focus on, your attention needs to be there. And if you start planning and trying to become a fitness professional, then you may as well change career. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, it's not something that's done in 5 minutes. It takes time. You know, we've kind of learned those processes, and we take time with our clients. We take time to teach them as well. So no, I definitely agree with everything that you've said as well, Daniela.
Yeah. And I also like something I want you guys to think about whenever you get sick, something that we all do, including myself, because we all, as long as you get some symptoms, like I'm having a headache, I want to throw up, I don't know, my neck is itchy. We go to Google straight away. We type all the symptoms that we have. And then there's so much information right there. One page will say you have this, a different page will say you have something else. This other page says you have something else. And it's just exactly the same thing with your fitness journey. If you look up, I want to lose weight, I can only train 3 times a week for 30 minutes, for example. One page is going to tell you eat this. The other page will tell you don't eat this, exercise this many days, do weight training, no, do cardio, no, do CrossFit, no, do Pilates. And like, there's going to be just like so much information overload that's going to make you feel like this is too much. I don't know where to start. I've got too much information in my hand. I don't know what to take. I don't know what not to take. You're going to confuse yourself. You're going to overcomplicate it for yourself. And you're simply going to be like, actually, I'll just get it done next month. Actually, I'll just get it done next year. And we know that when you say that, nothing's going to happen. So make it easy for yourself. Get a coach, someone that you can relate to, someone that you want to work with, because you're going to be working with that person. And that's just going to make your journey much, much easier.
100%, yeah.
I've got another question here. And this is, I feel like this is one question that we get all the time, but I want to put it out there. Okay. So someone asked, what's the best exercise for weight loss?
Oh, okay. I always feel terrible saying this one because I am a vegan, but how many ways? There's many ways to skin a cat. Is that right? Is that the saying?
I think so. You don't know. Terrible. You tell me.
But you know, the thing is, like, yeah, like if you think about where you live, Daniela, do you drive?
Yeah,
I drive as well. Okay, and like even within my town, if I want to go to the big supermarket, there are so many different ways to get there. And they all take the same amount of time. Some take quicker, some are longer, some have more traffic, some don't. And it's the same thing when it comes to weight loss. Like there are so many ways to do it. And I think you kind of hit the nail on you hit the nail with the hammer first or on the head. Oh my God, you can really tell that it's quite late here. Running away with my words. Yeah, you kind of, you know, you did mention that at the end of the day, there are so many different ways to get that weight loss occurring. Again, you could go into Google and Google will tell you, normally it would just say HIIT, and then it will just say cardio. But really the first thing that you really want to make sure is what's going to suit you. What do you like to do for exercise? What works for you? What do you enjoy? What's going to help you stay, committed to that goal? What exercise is going to help you? And that's the thing that we have to realize. Exercise is actually only a very, very small portion of that weight loss. I don't know if you've ever heard of the 80-20 rule.
Yeah,
we can apply it in so many different ways, but like 80% of the work, it comes from your diet. And believe me, I actually feel like more of it, I feel like it's more like 90%. Like, I feel like the exercise, yes, it's important. It helps shape us. And this is where strength training comes in, lifting weights, that's what's going to give us, so much more than just the aesthetic thing as well. It's just going to help increase our metabolism. It's going to give us wonderful shape. It's going to be, putting money in the bank and investing in something for your future. There's so much you can get from lifting weights. And all of us, we scream about this all day long now, but it's not just it's not just aesthetics. It's just it takes you so far. Boosting your metabolism by building muscle. But that's basically the most short and tall of it, really, with weight loss. Movement in general, like calories in, calories out. That's, energy in, energy out, energy expenditure. Like, there's so many ways, so many different things that we can manipulate. And this is why it's so important working with a coach, because we're going to find out when we interview you and we choose, we decide that you're the right person and the right fit for our program. We're going to be asking you those questions. We're going to find out what makes you tick. We're going to find out what you've done in the past, what your history is. And we're going to make that more tailored to you, really. So weight loss is not just one size fits all. It's so many things. What can you add to that?
And like you mentioned, RICHU, like it's 80-20, so it's mainly more to do with nutrition, because a complaint I often hear from my clients before they join my program. They tell me, Danny, I've been exercising for so many years or so many months, my workout routine, it's amazing. I go there, I smash my workout, do everything that I have to do, but I just don't seem to get the results that I want to get. My body's not changing at all, even though I'm spending hours and hours at the gym. And they're like, but my diet is not the best. I don't know what to eat. I eat too much. I snack too much during nighttime. I snack too much after my lunch or during the day. And that just shows you, like, training, yes, we want to incorporate training into our routine if we want to lose weight, if we want to lose body fat. But at the same time, we need to pay attention to our nutrition, because training, I always say, like, training is more like a supplement. Just like supplements are going to supplement your diet. Once you have a right diet, then supplements will be something extra to add. Only, you don't have to, but if you want to, or maybe obviously case to case. But it's the same with exercise. Yes, it's good for your health. Yes, it's good to help you shape your body, because more muscle mass, that weight is going to give you nice shape. But if you want to get there, you need to pay attention to your nutrition. So it's nutrition and training combined, the one thing that's going to be like magic. You're going to get the results that you want.
That almost felt like a magic trick then.
Yeah,
definitely. Exactly. It's everything you said. No, brilliant. Okay, next question. Let's go. How many days a week should I work out?
You tell me, how many days a week can you work out? I feel like that's a question only you can answer yourself, because right now I can tell you have to work out 7 times a week. Is that going to be realistic for you? Is that going to work for you? Are you going to be able to commit 7 days a week every single week of the year? To be honest, I don't think so. I wouldn't even be able to commit 7 days a week to the gym. I feel like that's just way too much, not just for your body, but also for your mind. So you need to find out exactly how many days a week you can train. How many days a week? Work with your schedule. If you're a beginner, I will say go low. Don't go too crazy. Like start with 3 times a week maximum. Some beginners, they want to start with 6 days a week. And I tell them why. Why do you do this to yourself? Like you're only just trying to build this routine. You're only just trying to get it started. Start simple, do something that works for you with your schedule. How much time do you have available? Can you train for 60 minutes? Can you train for 30 minutes? Can you train for 45 minutes? So it's always something that only you have the answer to. Not your coach. Your coach can only recommend you or tell you, yeah, I think this is good, or maybe let's slow down a little bit, or maybe let's push a little bit more. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a decision that you make based on your lifestyle, because the coach or wherever you get your routine from, that person will only give you the structure. But you're going to be the one doing those things. You're going to be the one waking up every morning or going after work to get the workout done. So make sure it's something that works for you. That's all I have to say. But what do you think, Richu?
Yeah, make it realistic. Make it realistic. Make it fit your lifestyle. Like, hey, how many days a week should you work out? I mean, if we were to rephrase that and say, how many days a week should you move? Then I'm going to say 7 days a week. But when we're thinking about working out, so there was something that I heard someone say previously in a gym that I worked at. So I won't take, well, the way that it was phrased, I won't take all credit for it. But they literally said, sleep is gym. Meaning that when we're thinking about working on our goals, the magic, because we're all about magic here, the magic that sleep does, in terms of your weight loss, in terms of, your muscle recovery, in terms of, the thing is, believe it or not, fitness trainers, like, fitness coaches like Daniela and I, we are not in the gym 24/7. We don't just stand in a gym and exercise all day long, because to be fair, I've actually had that question from people that like years ago, and they'd be like, oh, so like, what do you do is like in the gym? What do you do as a, a gym instructor or whatever my first job was? And it was like, oh, wow, you must be so tired exercising all day. And it's like, well, no, we're helping other people. We might do the odd demonstration, but we're not there. It's not like that 80s video, the aerobics video, where you're just, constantly dancing. Exactly. So it's not like that. It's not realistic, right? So it's got to work for you and your lifestyle.
It's your lifestyle making your lifestyle. Okay, next question. This is a good one. What should I eat before and after my workout?
Oh, okay. Right. So again, this really depends. Generally something, so everybody's very different. Now, for me, years ago, even now, if I was to think about it, I can eat fasted, I can train fasted, eat fasted. I can train fasted and actually be totally fine. And the reason why I can train fasted is I actually eat quite late. So if I have enough glycogen stores, then I can do well by training the next day, and it's totally fine. It's not stupid. It's not ridiculous. It's all about what your body's got in the tank in order to train. So before training, let's say, for example, you are a breakfast person, and some people, they find, especially beginners, I'd say, they find that they can feel quite sick if they don't eat anything before going to the gym. So you don't want to be in a completely fasted state where you're on a intermittent fasting diet where you only eat between 12 and 8, and then all of a sudden you've got your first session in the morning. It's like 6 a.m. in the morning, and you're not eating before the gym, and you're not eating after the gym. Like that is just, for me, that's just stupid. You need to have fuel, you need to have food around your training. So before, you need to have the energy stores. And some of the things that I like is, again, some people can't have heavy stomachs going in. I wouldn't go in and eat like rice, beans and taco shells before going to the gym. Like you just wouldn't do that. And Daniela, I don't know if you've ever been to like a yoga class, but they're quite heavy on don't eat before you go in. They want you to have like 2 hours. And I think maybe even like for fitness guidelines, I think there might even be something in there that says like between 1 and 2 hours, like food before. But everybody's so different. Like I'm able to, one of the easiest things that I'll find to have, like a small, very small portion of oats with some protein powder and some berries, like tiniest portion, like 20 grams of oats, like just something to kind of, if I know I haven't eaten for hours and I've, let's say last night I came home and I had a bigger meal. Maybe I had a bigger meal at 4 p.m, and it was humongous. And I ate like 2,000 calories in one sitting, let's say. If only. If only. And then I went to bed and then I woke up the next day, and normally where that might be fine because I train at 6 a.m, I was fine. But let's say I then decided to train at like 1 p.m. That's a long time without energy. So yeah, I might want to eat something quick. So it depends. Things like protein shakes as well. I've done that before. I don't know. Depending on your calorie intake or what your macro and calorie intake goal is. Let's say you're in a weight loss phase. You might be eating like a low calorie snack before you go in, just something to keep you going, like peanut butter, jelly, peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter, jelly, jam in bread or in a rice cake if you're, you're on restricted calories. But if calories aren't a problem for you right now, some bread, like absolutely, just really, again, it just differs from individual to individual. And we're thinking about post-workout is probably where it's more important in terms of helping aid your muscles to, recover. You have done some damage, some micro damage within your session. If you are strength training, let's say, and you want to replenish and replace, you want to replace the carbohydrates, the glycogen stores. You want to have protein as well. You need to get those, amino acids in. You need to help increase that muscle protein synthesis. We need to kind of get the body kick started and go. If you start doing this thing where you don't eat for hours, you're going to get the shakes and you're going to get spasms. I've done it.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that where okay, it's been a long time, but let's say let's say it's New Year's Eve and I'm doing my final session and I'm like, okay, I got to get to the gym. And then I got to get home and I got to do my hair and my makeup and I got to wear like a nice dress and I got to get out for this night out. And yeah, there'll be food there, but like you've got ready, you've had your session in the gym and you trained super hard. You came back, you totally forgot to even chug down a protein shake, let alone a meal. You get out and then all of a sudden you start getting muscle cramps. Have you ever had that?
It happened to me when I was prepping for my last show. Because obviously I wasn't eating too much. Like the calories were so little. I just wasn't eating enough at all. And yeah, I used to get like really, really, really bad cramps, like on my legs, especially my legs. It was my legs, my calves. It was horrible. It was honestly horrible. It got to the point that I had to take some supplements to help me with the pain because it was just getting too much. I would tell my coach, like, hey, I'm getting like muscle spasm on my legs pretty much every single day after my workouts, my arms, my this, my blood. Yeah, it was horrible. It was really, really horrible. But other than that, no, it hasn't happened to me. Just that time that I was eating so little.
Yeah, well, there you go. And it's the same thing for like general population. If you leave it hours after you've eaten, yeah, I mean, I've done it just mindlessly. I've just like literally forgotten and I've had it and I've gone, oh my God, yeah, give me some food. like I may well have had a massive meal before I went to the gym. But yeah, it all depends, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it so depends, because I probably could have a rice, beans and taco shells before going to the gym and then go and smash out some, I don't know, some deadlifts or some whatever.
Yeah.
Squats.
Yeah, like you said, like it depends. Like we're all different. It depends. Like for me, it might work to eat something a little bit bigger. For you, it might not. But my number one rule that I always tell my clients before you work out, it doesn't matter if you work out in the morning, nighttime, lunchtime, and just make sure you are hydrated. Make sure you will.
Yes. How can we forget?
Yeah, before your workout and during your workout. But especially if you are someone who works out in the morning, let's say you wake up at 5 a.m., you don't eat anything because you don't want to feel too heavy, and then you get to the gym by 5:30 or 5:45. Just make sure you are really, really well hydrated before you go to the gym. So while you're driving to the gym, get your pump bottle or whatever water bottle you have, finish the whole thing, at least 1 liter, at least, obviously depends person to person, but at least 1 liter of water before your workout, because hydration is going to ensure that you have a nice muscle contraction when you're working out, and also make sure you are hydrated during your workout. If you are not hydrated and then obviously you're not eating anything, yes, you're going to be able to do your workout, like nothing's going to happen, but you just won't feel your 100%. But trust me, hydration is going to be a game changer. And yeah, what you eat before, depends what time you train, depends on you, your tummy, your digestion, your life, your everything. And what you eat after, just make sure that you always have something with you. It can be because some people, they pay too much attention to what they eat before. And they're like, yeah, I need to get my protein shake. I need to get this and then blah, blah. But then they don't eat anything after because they're afraid that they're going to put on body fat. They're going to gain too much weight. And it's
especially
like,
if they've gone,
yeah.
Especially if they've gone and done like just a cardio session, and
Exactly.
it's like, believe it or not, your muscles are working when you're doing cardio, you know. So it just regardless, your body needs fuel after it.
Yeah.
And then like all about the total, if you, depending on your goal, whether you are looking to lose, grow, maintain, it all matters. What matters is total calories. But yeah. Hydration, I can't believe I didn't touch on that, so thanks so much for definitely talking about that one. It's so important. It's so crazy because I feel like it's second nature to just drink water. I can smash down like 4 liters no problem, but it's so funny how clients, I don't know, they need to be reminded, right? Yeah. So
sorry. Okay.
so
I've got a question for you.
Okay, cool.
I have like a few clients like really struggling to drink water. I think it's the weather. Maybe it used to be cold here, not anymore, but it was cold before. So like obviously it can be the weather. When it's cold, you don't really feel like drinking too much water. But what are some tips that you will give to anyone listening or watching this podcast to drink more water? Like if they're really, really struggling to even finish this bottle during the day, what's something that you will tell them?
Okay, cool. So firstly, not everybody likes the taste of water. Okay, so it doesn't taste palatable. Secondly, some people, especially if they're not really like accustomed to drinking water, they might head straight in for like ice cold water. That's going to be harder to get down. Like that's harder on your lips to start with, let alone actually taking it in and doing the rest. So room temperature water, add flavor to water, because I guarantee if someone gave you like a nice glass of orange juice always makes everyone thirsty, then they would, you know what I mean? So like have a squash adding in like whatever flavors. Some people don't like plain. And actually, believe it or not, hydration, yes, we want as clear as possible, but if you are keeping hydrated, it doesn't massively matter what you are drinking, as long as it's not affecting your overall calorie intake, because things like orange juice and full fat Coca-Cola and the rest of it, they do have calories. So you cannot beat pure water. So another thing that I would do is actually for my clients, I give them like water targets and water, they get notifications to drink water. Nice. I set them up in app and they just go ping, drink 2 glasses.
I love that.
Yeah, so that's a good one. It's a good one to do. And maybe even like, yeah, like with your clients, just a reminder, have you drank your water today?
Yeah, I like it.
You ask them in your check-ins as well?
Yeah, that's one question that is always But I would say out of the 100% and 50%, at least they're like really struggling to drink water. So yeah, it seems to be a big problem here. Again, I think it's the weather. It can be so many other factors, but I'm gonna give them those tips. That's really good. Thank you, Richu. But yeah, I think adding flavor to your water makes your water more tasty. anything like strawberries, lemon. I love lemon with
Ooh.
water, or like some ice and lemon. It's so, yeah, like tasty. Even like aminos, that's something I always recommend. If you can always check, put 1 scoop of your aminos, amino energy, amino acids, whatever you're drinking, just to give more flavor. If you don't want to add those slices of fruit or cucumber, change it up.
Yeah.
Change it up and see something that works for you.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Okay,
More
next question.
questions.
I think, yeah, I've got quite a few here, but you go next.
Oh, there's so many. I'm just trying to think what can we get to right now, which is going to be really how do I prevent or alleviate muscle soreness?
Good question. I will say the first thing is like make sure you don't go too crazy on your workouts, especially if you're just a beginner. Because sometimes we can focus too much on just trying to lift the heaviest weight that we can, but we forget about our form. So if you want to ensure that you don't get those DOMs after your workouts, if you're just starting with your routine with working out, focus more on your form and not too much on how much you're lifting. Because if you pay too much attention to how much you're lifting and not your form, I can guarantee you're going to get injured. I can guarantee your body's going to be really sore for the next few days, for the next few years. So that will be like my #1 tip. Pay more attention to how you are doing the exercise, and that's going to be literally a game changer. Something else that you can try is make sure you're warming up and also stretching after. Don't stretch before your workout. Leave the stretch, like the static stretch, the ones that you're not moving, for after your workout, and leave the ones that you are moving for before your workout. That way you can get enough blood circulation before your workout. Your muscles are nice and pumped, your blood circulating. You can get your workout done. Once you finish, stretch. That will also help alleviate a little bit, not too much, but it will help alleviate the muscle soreness that we can get after your workouts. And again, if you're a beginner, it's very common to have that pain, to have that soreness, because it's something that your body's not used to. It's something that is new for you. So it's going to be part of the journey at the beginning. But even us, as you know, I wouldn't say we're beginners. We're like advanced people doing this. We still get muscle soreness every now and then. It's not something that's going to go away forever.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll tell you my experience actually. I used the chest press or chest machine yesterday for the first time. I was with my partner, actually. We were training together. And like for my chest, I normally do like dumbbell work. On occasion, I might use a barbell, but I have not used the chest press machine for years. And I was like, you know, we do go to the gym together, but we don't train and do exactly the same thing. But yesterday we decided to. And wow, my triceps, just from using that chest press machine, they're killing. Like my arms were in a completely different movement or position. So that's another thing. If you are definitely like well trained and you're like a seasoned trained person, you know, you've been doing this for a long time, like muscle soreness is actually quite normal and also very subjective. So there's not really a wrong or right reason. Obviously we want to prevent like injuries and stuff like that. But there's definitely, it's worth knowing the difference and understanding the difference in your body. What is muscle soreness and what is pain or uncomfortableness?
That's a good point.
Overreaching or overstretching or overloading. But similarly to you, I know that it's you know, it's massively important to think about you know, the exercise and the technique and the form, but you know, there is definitely work that can be done. Just, you know, you're creating overload in some ways just by working on that technique. And then when the time's right, we can start lifting and moving heavier as well.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point that you mentioned. Just really quick, there's a big difference between muscle soreness and then muscle pain. Like if you are gonna get injured, you're gonna get that muscle soreness, but it's a different type of pain. So you have to learn to differentiate. Is this something that is really affecting me when I do that exercise, or is it just a pain that, yeah, I can feel a little bit on my triceps, but it's nothing too much. Like my joints are fine, my shoulders are fine, everything's working fine. So something for you guys to really, really pay attention. And maybe if you don't know too much about this, ask RICHU, ask me, as your trainer, as someone at the gym that has more knowledge so they can help you better. But once again, we are running out of time. We didn't answer all the questions, but thank you so much, RICHU, for being here.
No
Thank you.
doubt we will be back.
Yeah,
We'll
be
answer
back
some
next
more
week.
of those questions,
Yeah.
definitely.
And I think a question that I want, or a topic I want to talk about, because I don't train chest at all, but you just mentioned that you train chest the other day. So I feel like that's something we can discuss, because I feel like that's something, a topic that some girls want to know, like, why do you train chest, or why don't you train chest? I think that's something, let's leave that for next week, Tuesday.
That is a good one to talk about, for sure.
That's a good one.
Definitely. Yeah.
But thank you so much once again. Thank you, Richu. If you like this episode, please share it on your social media. Help us spread this word and knowledge out there. Tag me at Daniela Del Carpio, and also tag Richu at RICHU BRAR. So that's RECHU BRAR. I think I got it right. Yeah, I got it right. Tag us on your social media. And as I always say, don't ever stop believing in yourself. Ciao.